Hi, it's Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today's question is, why do people vet others before inviting them to sex parties? So vetting is the process where, you might see a public event posted and it gives you instructions to contact a specific person to be vetted before you go to this event. And that is frankly because there's a lot of misunderstanding in the world about what these events are going to be. And each individual event will have its own specific kind of norms and rules and ways of engaging. And so what vetting allows is for an actual human to talk to the other human and make sure, one, that other person understands what this party is and what's going to be happening. And you don't have people showing up, say, for example, to a cuddle party expecting it to be full of sex, or vice versa, to a sex party and expecting not to see sex and being shocked by that. Another thing that often happens with vetting is discussion of any prerequisites for the party. So some parties require STI testing before you go. Some parties have specific kind of standards for, like, this is the kind of play we're going to be doing, and we're not going to be doing these other kinds of play. Parties usually, almost always, have some kind of standard consent practice that we're agreeing to. And, mainstream culture is really bad about consent a lot of times. We don't think about consent in the same way in kind of regular old everyday life as you do in the kink community, where it's truly positive yes means yes consent, not no means no consent, enthusiastic consent. And no means no, of course, but no means no is not enough. It needs to be an enthusiastic yes. So by having vetting, the person who's running the party or managing the vetting can just make sure the people who are going to be coming to this party understand those consent rules. Also, it gives the opportunity for that person to be kind of a gatekeeper for obvious red flags and potentially abusive people. So, if a person's, you can't weed out everybody, obviously, we're not mind readers, but if a person calls about going to a party and that conversation has a lot of red flags about this person really not understanding what's going on, then that person doesn't pass the vetting. And that gives everybody a certain level of security when you're at that event that there's been some level of weeding out people who are potentially predators. And, it's sad that we have to do that, but it's also just the reality of our world right now. There are a lot of people who think that just because you're sex positive means that they can take advantage of you. And frankly, a lot of people who think they can take advantage of people in general. So it just really does help to address that and to have somebody be a gatekeeper. Now, there are plenty of events that do not have that. That are more public. But yeah, a lot of them do have some kind of vetting, some kind of orientation, some kind of, here you have to listen to the rules before you go in. So vetting happens on lots of different levels. But that's why we do it. It's really to make sure we're all on the same page, to help with communication, and to keep us all safe. So thank you very much for listening. This is Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Remember, you can ask me anything, and have a great day. Proud Poly Kinky Queer Slut is art. It is made for entertainment purposes only. I am not a subject matter expert on any of the topics discussed. Please do not rely on anything presented here as fact. Think for yourself, do your own research, make your own decisions. To submit a question, please email kinkyqueerslut@gmail.com.